Before we get started in the content, shout out to my guys of the MT Army, my fellas, all right? And one love to the beautiful ladies of the MTRs, okay? I haven't done a video like this in a while, which is just me long form, just kind of speaking about things that are happening, things that are on my mind, and my thoughts as to the growth, the sustainability of the things that I'm doing within the channel, life updates, all right? So for those that are interested, I'll give this video that opportunity. But yeah, you're looking at the title, you're looking at the thumbnail. I'm going to take a break, baby, okay? I don't know for how long, so just stay tuned into the channel. But I don't have any notes for this. So I wanted to just really freestyle, just tell you guys kind of what's on my mind. And I've avoided doing videos like this for some time now. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Maybe I'll get into some of those reasons within the confines of this video. But think of this as like an update video of kind of what's going on with me. So long story short, I just need a break. I need a break. And for how long? I don't know. Okay. The last time that I took a break like this was back in 2021. For those that are more OGs up on the channel, okay, you know exactly what happened to me in 2021. I got sick, okay? I received a cancer diagnosis, and pretty much they wanted to operate on me that very next day, okay? Seeing what was going on and how aggressive that it was, they wanted to dispatch it or dispel it from my body, and I went through with that, and I took about 30 or so days off before I got back to the content, and yeah, I can't believe it. It's been 5 years now, and I've been following up on my cancer, appointments, diagnosis with my oncologist, and thankfully, thank God, everything at this current junction is fine. For those who've never been diagnosed with cancer, it's typically 5 years from the point that they determine that it's either been removed from your body or you encounter remission, that they will give full of testing in order to say that it probably will not occur again, okay? So I am right at that 5 years mark, and I think for that, I owe myself a degree of celebration, all right? But even outside of that, I've taken small breaks, okay? I want to say like week, maybe the most is about 10 days. I went up on a cruise sometime last year, right? But I haven't really fully given myself time to just go and disconnect, okay? I remember last year I did a video during my 40th birthday, okay? I went down to Miami, and this was like at the same time that the Rhoda Brickface Osmond case was going on. So I'm like, all right, I had all my friends and my family that was there, but I was like, yo, just give me some time in the backyard. All right, I got this nice background behind me. Let me record some content in order to update the people as to what was going on. That whole break was about a week or so, okay? But for me to be able to take a little bit longer than a week off, and I'm not sure exactly how much, and I will be doing some traveling within this time, but in order to take more time off for myself, just so I can give more to you. Truth be told, I don't know if I've been myself since the passing of my father. Now, he passed June 6, 2023. And so we're coming up to the 3-year anniversary of the most important person within my life, his demise, his death, one of which was sudden. My father was the pinnacle of health. I'm trying to tell you, like, my dad is the type of dude, he'll get a hangnail, he'll go to the doctor. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you understand my point. But very keen on getting his physicals, his checkups. And within that, he instilled that within me, which is actually one of the reasons that I discovered my cancer back in 2021. But when my father was diagnosed, and it was like December of like 2022, if not January of 2023, from that to June, it was about 6 months. The last couple of months, I had the opportunity to be up in New York with him as he was going through the remainder of his battle. And I was in the room with him alone as he passed, and watching that whole situation take place. My father was 66 at the time, and knowing that my father, we talked about him doing more things within his life once he got over it, right? Seeing new things, traveling to new places, perhaps even going internationally, right? And my father was an old school New York dude through and through. When I tell you he was happy as can be within New York and had his plot right? Has his house, was comfortable with the things in and around his space. That's really all that he wanted to do. And I would like to say that within my life and my degrees of travel, I actually inspired him to do more and see more within his life, which was what the plan was. But God had other things in plan for us. Nevertheless, going through that grieving process, and even at the time, I want to say it was probably a week or so that I took off, and it should have been a lot longer. But truth be told, I wanted to do something different than just cry all day. I wanted to do something different. And I thought that, doing content is something that I love to do. And at least it would take my mind off of, the grief and the anguish that I was going through and dealing with his death. And death is not something that I am very accustomed to. I grew up in a very small family. And when you grow up in small families, because there's less people around you are dying. So it was, a particularly new thing that I had to go through in the assessment of the closest relationship that I have within my life. And I guess sort of similarly, I've had friends of mine pass, within that time frame. A year before was Kevin Samuel's passing. So grief and the result of that and the inability to really know how to process that, take adequate time away and really understand who I am throughout that and what are the things that I can do to sort of rationalize something that, I'm really not had a lot of practice in rationalizing, along with being in this space of content and doing it for as long as I've been doing. It's actually crazy to think like I'm considered an OG on this platform now. You understand me? I'm like a grandfather up on these platform streets, right? To be doing it for 8+ years at this current junction and, doing it in a way that is receiving numbers that are way more than sustainable and still is doing incredibly for me within this period of my life has been amazing. I just haven't really had the opportunity or the space to celebrate amazing or consider amazing. And for that, I also thank you as being a part of my audience and being somebody who watches what it is that I do, comments on what it is that I do, shares on what it is that I do. And I need to be able to consider y'all, because without y'all, this is not possible. But, I understand that it's a symbiotic relationship. If I'm producing shit, you ain't going to watch shit, baby. So yeah, I'm going to be taking some time off in order to give me additional time to, reinvest into my mental, well-being in order to continue to give you guys everything that I think that my skill set and my talents and my purpose should be able to give you and will be able to give you. Now, it's not to say that you guys will be post-free this entire time, all right? In case you haven't noticed, I got another string of platforms that I am uploading content to. Shout out to my Facebook, shout out to my Instagram, shout out to my TikTok. Links to all of this are going to be down in the description box down below. So shout out to all of those different platforms. And I might be posting things from the various places that I'll be. So make sure you guys are followed to those platforms in case that you are interested. And also, I will bring my my vlogging camera with me. So it's not to say this will be the very last time before this break, before giving you guys just like a little bit of content. Maybe I even, give you guys content from exactly where I'm at. I'm not sure yet. Okay. I don't want to try to constrict or force myself to do something that my body is telling me not to do. So I'm going to go with the flow, which is healing for me because I'm not a go with the flow type of a person. I'm a calculated decision maker, okay? Now, being a calculated decision maker is fantastic for starting off a business, being an entrepreneur, even growth within your life or your career, right? It's great for that, but it's not great for just chilling, right? It's not great for just going with the flow, seeing what happens, right? And making the best off of a opportunity. Now, with all of this being said, I also have a announcement. One of the questions that I get far too often on this platform is, hey, can you teach me how to do what it is that you are doing? Okay. I see the studio, I see the camera, I see the editing style, right? Like what's the software? What's the hardware? What's the program? What's the methodology, right? How much money do you make? Right? How are you utilizing AI? What is your methodology for success? And I will tell you guys, I will share with you For the past several years, month in and month out, I generate somewhere between $50,000 to $100,000 every single month, depending upon how much it is that I want to work. And I will tell you, and especially with the new waves of AI, I have simplified my process down to about 3 to 4 hours per day. I never thought when I started this that this avenue of revenue generation would bring me here, but it absolutely has. I am an average student, okay? I'm like a B, maybe even B plus student on average, right? And I've come from the business world within corporate America, okay? And I have transitioned that to where I make far more money, and I do content from the confines of my office each and every day in a way which provides me a maximum amount of revenue while also appealing to the amount of peace or self-direction that I want within my life. So now I have spent the last several months creating a curriculum that teaches you all of that. Now that curriculum, I am branding that as Viral to Value, okay? Now there's going to be a link down in the description to viraltovalue.com. Guys, click down there, go up there. I'm going to have a video that's going to go into far more explanation than I have time within this video to go over. But I put all of my thoughts, my teachings into this transformational piece of content for you guys. If you want to invest in yourself to be able to absorb so that you can copy exactly what I do, everything, including the team that I have behind me that's supporting what I do every single day to allow for these 3 to 4 hours of working, okay? I've put it all within this curriculum for you to be able to invest into yourself should you want to do what it is that I do. But anyway, a lot more information about this on the website. So guys, make sure you go up in there to see what's up. But anyway, I wanted to end off this video not only with an update, but also, again, to just say thank you, okay? Thank you for the love, for the support, for the respect, for the shares, for continuing to support independent media that helps you, that provides solutions, that translates everything that's going on in this wild-ass world, and you know that you have a centralized location of accountability, critical thinking, and things that make sense, all right? But for now, I bid you guys adieu temporarily, okay? I will be back. But I love you guys. Stay safe out there. Protect yourself at all times. And I'll see you somewhat soon. All right? Till next time. Peace.
So, without further ado, MTR, cut through the BS like we in charge. No cap with the rappers like steel bars. I'm packing and rapping like here we are. Mediocre tutorial reviews. Like, comment, share my views. Come up and I paid my dues. Big step in my black way shoes. MTR, he break it down, yeah, it's MTR. Check out the sound with his MTR. No one put it down like it's MTR.